transcendent defender in the sense of he can elevate y'all's team. I mean, there's only so many players like that in the league who also bring offensive capabilities. I mean, OG, um,
Kawhi is a free agent.
Jaden McDaniel on the Timberwolves. I'm trying to think of some other people who I'm just like they play elite level defense. I mean, those are two that come to my mind. They play elite level defense, but then also can shoot it pretty well and stuff like that.
We can take Jaden McDaniels. I'll be doing cartwheels and shit. Boy, we can get somebody like Jaden McDaniels. Because I agree with you, like where you're coming from with like the Pascal Siakam. Because Lord knows this team cannot guard a parked car. We cannot play. We cannot defend worth shit. Okay, we cannot defend worth shit, but we can score. And get somebody like Pascal Siakam, who is a very good player, who's a star in this league, that would help. The one thing that concerns me though is Pascal Siakam is 29 years old. He's a free agent next season. He's a free agent next year. Pascal, I'm being honest with you, bro. I love Pascal Siakam. I don't know if I want to be the team that pays him a whole bunch, a lot that re-signs him to like a max contract because Pascal Siakam's going to end up. Pascal Siakam's going to demand a hefty contract because he's an All NBA caliber player. He's an All NBA caliber player. I think he was All NBA last year. If not last year, then 2 years ago. I think Pascal Siakam is an All NBA caliber player. The one thing that concerns me about Pascal Siakam is having to re-sign him for a whole bunch of money. Having to re-sign him for a whole bunch of money and then him regressing because I don't want to pay Pascal Siakam. Let's say we re-sign Pascal Siakam and gets like a $37, $38 million contract. I don't want to pay Pascal Siakam $38 million at like 33 years old. Personally, I don't want to do that. I do not want
to. One thing I'll say about that is the way NBA money is set up now. It sounds like a lot because I mean, 38 million, like to a regular person, that's an insane amount of money. But if you really think about it, that would actually be a great contract if you could get into that because that's right about what Jeremiah Grant's making. I'd say Pascal is like Jeremiah Grant's kind of just a tier down Pascal Siakam. But then also, I mean, with Pascal, you get a championship player. You get leadership that a young team like the Pacers probably need. But then also, I don't know. I think it's better for the Pacers if they just waited a year before they traded for somebody, but they do have to trade for someone because me knowing as a Raptors fan and respecting the Pacers because some of our best like games of all time have been against the Pacers. We cannot get players or stars unless we draft them or we trade for them. So like I understand you saying you don't want to sign Pascal to that deal, but the thing is, if you don't sign Pascal to that deal, who's going to come? Like who's going to come? No one like anyone's willing to be like, let me move from sunny Los Angeles to, Indiana. Like no one's signing up and saying that. No one's saying I want to go to Indiana over New York. No one's saying I want to go to Indiana over even Atlanta team, Florida, Texas, where the taxes is better. Like so, like small market teams kind of have to bite the bullet of not only signing players for probably more than they're worth, but then also having to trade for them and give up assets that other big market teams wouldn't have to give up. I mean, you see with the Lakers last year around this time they were cooked, and they completely trade the whole roster for a bag of cookies, and now they're a million times better. It's one of those situations where if you're a small market team or a mid-major team, you can't do what these big teams can do because they're a big market for a reason. They have a little bit more, pull and push and how the way these things go. Where if you're an underdog and you want to make your name, I mean, you got to. I mean, you see with the Dallas Mavericks when they went out and got Kyrie. It's one of those things where maybe we are giving up a little bit more than we really want to, but if we want to win and contend, this is what we got to do. So I think Pascal, especially, and the reason I'm really hitting hard on Pascal is because I think it's pretty evident at this time, at least, that the Raptors aren't going to trade OG Anunoby. Because there's been a lot of like rumors coming out of saying if the Raptors were going to trade anyone, it would be Pascal. And it's been about the same teams mentioned every single time who are like in the runnings for it. Pacers, Kings, and the Hawks. And then I don't know why, but as a sleeper, Miami's been in there. But I think realistically
in every trade talk position, just saying like, oh, we're being active.
They do. But shoot, I'd love to scam them.
All right, well, Pat Riley.
They can get Pascal.
Hey, Pat Riley's in the mafia. That's how Pat Riley's able to get all these players. That's how Pat Riley's able to get all these players. He's always in some kind of trade negotiations because Pat Riley's in the mafia. Y'all should have learned that when he signed LeBron James. That man is in the mafia. But Pat Riley is a member of the mafia. I'm convinced of this. But I'm convinced of this. I'm convinced of this. Like with Pascal Siakam, right? If we trade for him, cool. I don't have an issue with it. I would just rather look for other names on the trade market besides someone like Pascal Siakam. If we end up with Pascal Siakam, cool. I'll be happy. Cool, because that's an All-NBA caliber player in itself. But I'd rather just try to just see, if we can get other names other than Pascal. If the Brooklyn Nets would do it, I don't think they would. But if the Brooklyn Nets do it, and you offer the Brooklyn Nets, let's say, Jarrett Walker, Buddy Hield, and 2 first-round picks, and Mikal Bridges, for let's say somebody like Mikal Bridges, I think Mikal Bridges over here would be nice. Would be a great fit. But I don't think Brooklyn is going to do that. I mentioned Kyle Kuzma from the Wizards, but we need defense. Kyle Kuzma, even though he's a good defender, he's not going to be the help we need. So, sure, why not? Straight Prescott Siakam. I wouldn't hate it. It's just I would much rather try to explore other options before we just trade for Pascal Siakam. But if we get Pascal Siakam cool, I'll be happy. I'll be happy because Tyrese Haliburton has some damn help. We won't be a terrible team when he's not on the court. I'll be happy about that. All right. We can get Pascal Siakam.
That's fair. Would you say Tyrese is your favorite Pacers franchise player of all time?
Let's see.
It's PG.
I love me some. God, Paul George. I do love me some Paul George. And
I mean, that's an easy answer, but you don't gotta say that if you don't want to. I mean, I bet there's some Pacers fans out there who say Victor Oladipo.
Fuck Victor Oladipo. I can't rock with Victor Oladipo. Fuck Victor Oladipo. I'll tell you what, I can't rock with VO. It's not like a situation with Paul George. It's not a situation with Paul George. Never put a good team around PG, and PG was like, hey, you know what? I want to be traded. Trade me before I leave for somebody. That happens all the time. I'm not mad at him about that. I'm mad at Victor Oladipo because I feel like Victor Oladipo just kind of quit on us. I feel like Victor Oladipo just quit on us and our fan base. I feel like he just quit on us and our franchise. Because you don't sit there and go around and ask other players, hey, can I play with Sean? Can I play? No. You don't do that. You don't do that. I can't. I don't rock with VO because of that, man. So it's fuck Victor Oladipo. I love Paul George. I love Domantas. I love Domas. I'm happy Sacramento was taking care of him. I'm happy Sacramento was taking care of him because I'm not gonna hold you. When we traded for Tyrese Haliburton and we sent Domas to Sacramento, I was happy as all hell that we got Tyrese, but I was kind of salty in a way for Domas. I was kind of salty in a way for Domas. I was like, damn, we sent Domas to Sacramento. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. It's like, damn, they ain't about to do shit. We sent Domas to the black hole in the NBA. Then, last year he had that great season. This year he's having that great season. I'm like, I'm happy Sacramento's taken care of. So I love Domantas Sabonis. To be honest with you, man, favorite Pacer player ever. I gotta go with Lance, bro. Who don't love Lance Stevenson, bro? I gotta go with Lance.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I agree with that.
It's not like a goofy laugh. It's like I forgot it.
I pitched the Pacers should sign Lance Stevenson to a lifetime contract. I've said that. Just sign him to a lifetime deal. Just sign him. He ain't got to play no minutes for. He ain't got to do nothing. Just sign him to a lifetime contract. Because Lance Stevenson, energy that every team needs. I love him.
I love a good NBA player who their role is to be the agitator. But in not even when you're just the agitator, you're actually good. Like you're actually a good player. Because there's players like Michael Green, or like one of the Morris brothers, where like they're agitators, and I guess they can like provide a little bit off the bench, but they ain't, at the end of the day, they ain't moving the needle either way. But players like Lance at his peak,
he's washed. Marcus Morris used to be a hoop.
True. But like Draymond, I mean Draymond's a little washed right now, but like Draymond and Lance at his peak, it wasn't just like, oh, they're annoying and I don't want them guarding me just simply because they get on my nerves. But it's also like they might clamp me up, get a steal, dunk it, pass it, whatever whatever their like primary skill was or whatever, and they might kill us because of them. I wish there was a star that was an agitator, but there really ain't no stars that are agitators. And I would love if there was just one. No, but Trey's on that. The thing is, Trey's more like he's like more reactionary. Like, I mean, I guess he's gonna talk trash when it's closing time. But I mean, what star player isn't hitting a little celebration or something like that when they hit a big shot? I'm talking about a player who, like, to be an agitator, I feel like you got to be a two-way, because you can't just play one side and be an agitator. Like you really got to be like if Paul George was a trash talker, he would be probably one of the greatest agitators of all time. But it's like a lot of those players just are very low key. They're gonna get their buckets, they're gonna turn around and maybe hit a little celebration to the crowd, but not saying nothing. I'm talking about, like, imagine if, I mean, I guess maybe Devin Booker, but even then, I don't like Devin Booker, so I'm not gonna play him in there. But I think Lance is a good favorite franchise player for the Pacers.
What about Granger?
Bro definitely like describes an era.
I like with Lance. Lance wasn't just like an agitator. Like the thing I loved about Lance Stevenson is the thing I love most about Lance Stevenson is Lance would Lance would make like a big play or whatever, and then like he'd walk up the court, and then like he'd make like a big play or whatever, and then Lance Stevenson would just walk up the court, and Lance Stevenson would just be dancing. Lance Stevenson just be walking up the court dancing. He put the whole bitch into it. He's like, yeah. So that's one thing I like. Lance, when he was out there for Indiana, it looked like he was having so much fun. He loved the city so much, organization and the team. I love that. I like when people embrace my little small market team. I like that. So.
What about Granger, Cam? You like Granger at all?
I love Danny Granger. I love him. I love him.
That's when I think Pacers. That's what comes to mind for me.
I love Danny Granger.
I agree. I mean, he's in there. I mean, he's definitely in the same era. I mean, maybe a little bit earlier. Like definitely a little bit earlier, but like same era. I don't know. I really would like to see the Pacers be legit, but as they are constructed right now, I think at best I see them getting to the second round. Anything more than that, and they're surprising me. I think they can get it. I think they can surprise somebody and be in the first round.
I think they're this year's Kings. That's the vibes I'm getting.
Oh, I like that. I'll be honest though, man. I don't even see us making it out the first round. I see us taking I see us being competitive in like a 7-game series and getting pops in the first round. Because we have no defense. Because we have no defense. Now, like when playoffs come around, you need defense. When the playoffs come around, you need defense, and we don't have any defense. We are a terrible defensive team, a terrible defensive unit. So like that's one thing that I can't. So like I can't say that I can't be confident in us being first round, and us being us making it to the second round. If we make it in the second round, I'll be shocked as hell. I'll see us getting bounced in.